Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about bringing joy into your life at age 50. I mean, that works for any age, but I'm 50, so I'm talking about my own experience. So there are many ways to bring joy into your life, but I want to focus on one, which is hobbies. I'm a strong believer that even if you're in a relationship, married, or single parent, or any situation in your life, you need something outside of your work, of your daily routine that you actually enjoy. And it doesn't have to be very time consuming. But I'm a single parent in New York City. And as many of you know, it's extremely expensive to live in the city. I'm the only provider for my son. And so for many, many years, when he was little, I started a new job and I had to be proving myself to be focused and work long hours. And outside of work, I was with him, taking him to activities, after school programs, and spending just time with him. And then, of course, all the things that you have to do as a parent, cook, clean, and all those fun and not so fun things. So my son is 14 and a half now, but 2 years ago, I decided, you know what? He's already 12 and a half. He can go on his own to school. He can go on his own to his basketball practice and seeing friends. And also he can stay home alone for a few hours. So I felt that he's a lot more independent, and therefore I could look and find something for myself that I want to do outside of home. Because even before, I mean, I was broke for so many years as an immigrant, and then as a single parent with a new job, it was extremely difficult. So I could not even dream of getting a babysitter or a hobby outside of home. So at home, what I did usually is I had 30 minutes in between me coming from work and picking up my son. So I'll just like turn off the lights, have a candle, a little like a reading lamp I'll have, and then make myself tea, put some soothing music, and read some magazines, home decor, and things like this. And or books that I'll take from the library. I'll just flip through them or read something interesting, not on my phone, but it was always a magazine or a book. And these 30 minutes for me were life-changing and a game changer. I just shifted from work to this other part of my life. And I just felt like that is my safe space, my time for myself. And I was able to then pick up my son, not all frazzled, and be able to actually spend time with him and focus and be present. But 2 years ago, I felt like I wanted to start something outside of home, where I would go and meet new people outside of my work. And so I always felt, because I work for a TV station and I do a lot of video, I produce videos for they're short documentaries, cultural and social. So we interview a lot of artists, makers and creators and entrepreneurs. So when we would interview someone who is doing like wood carving or weaving or knitting or pottery, I always wanted to try because I was very handy when I was little and I love those things. So I decided to go to the pottery place where I interviewed the founder and I took classes. I always thought like this, I'm going to love this. Like there's no way for me not to love it. However, I tried, and I don't know, I was so disappointed. I did not like my hands in the water. I didn't like what my back was hurting because you have to position your hands on your knees. And it was just like, I didn't like it at all. Like I love the dishes, like the results that I had, like they're cute dishes. I still use them. It was so much fun experience, but I didn't like it. Like I did not see myself having this as a hobby, period. So I was a little disappointed, but I said, you know what? It was a great experience. I have a bunch of dishes. And now I know that I don't like it as a hobby. And so I decided to go and pursue the next thing, which was knitting. Although I knitted a lot in my life, but I went there for the community and it was fun. I just didn't like the sitting aspect of it. Then I did tufting. And this pillow behind, that is tufting. Usually it's a carpet. That's how you tuft a carpet. It's not weaving, it's a different technique. But I made it into a wall art and then I made it into a pillow. Like I said, I'm very handy. So I didn't like it. Like all these things like flying in your, like small, like a hair from the yarn, and it kept flying in my eyes. Even if you put glasses, you're all covered in this thing. I didn't like it, but I liked that I was standing, not sitting. So by trying, I just was eliminating what I didn't like. Then the next thing was weaving. I went to machine weaving and hand weaving. I love the hand weaving. My grandmother did it for a living, and my other grandmother did embroidery. So I guess it's in my blood. I really liked weaving, but if I want to make a carpet, I need a big weaving machine or whatever you call it. And so I don't know. It was also sitting. I didn't enjoy it as much. I didn't see myself doing it. It was not sustainable. There's nothing around in my area that does that. And also it's very solitary. So like you don't really talk much with other people, which I didn't like. I wanted something that is more social, more fun, and that I enjoy. So those were the things that I tried. And then I signed up for Bulgarian folk dancing group because I'm from Bulgaria. And there's a Bulgarian folk dancing group. I was part of it before. Well, I wasn't part of it. I tried, like I went to 3 rehearsals before and I gave up. It was just too much during the winter, and my son was little. So I tried again. It was kind of okay. I enjoyed it, but it's just the way it was taught was very different than what I expected. And although I was a dancer all my life, it just didn't sit right with me. I didn't have as much as fun as I thought I would. And so my former colleague, she's a part of a Brazilian drum band. She's Brazilian. The band is not Brazilian, it's just Brazilian drum band because they're Brazilian drums. And this is like a marching band, but only drums and only women. There are a few men here and there that I see. And we go to, and they do parades and places that they would invite them. And they're like 200 members. Not all of them at the same time drum, but usually, it's like 80, 90 people. So she kept telling me for a few years to go and try, and I never did because it's a big commitment with the rehearsals and the parades. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go and try. Doesn't hurt. I'm still looking for a hobby 2 years later. So I went. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I have a big drum. There are 5 or 6 kinds of drums, from this to like this, but the small ones are high pitched. Did not like them at all. I love the big one. Very inconvenient because you carry this thing on the subway or drive and look for parking. But it's just the beat, the energy is so therapeutic. Like I find it amazing. And the women, oh my gosh, the group of women, they're just so much fun. They're such a light personalities. No one brings their problems. Like we just like go have a drink before rehearsal and then we go and drum. And it's just like fun. And then the parades are amazing. The energy, just the music. And I love it. I love every second of it. I try to make absolutely every parade and every rehearsal. I think it skipped very little. And so I love it. And I think for me, I'm sure, not I think, this is the hobby that sits the most well with me, because I was a dancer. I do not like sitting. I love to move. My work is sitting a lot of the times behind the computer. And so I need in the evening to go and just recharge and have a group of community and people. And we have a WhatsApp group. We have another group that is for outdoors activities. There are a lot of different groups that were created within the group. So we go hiking, or we go and do things together outside of the band, which is really, really fun. And so this is the hobby that combines a lot of the interests that I have. So it's like with a drum, you do a little dance moves. And there's another drum, a little smaller, but it's offbeat, which is harder for me. I'm not that musical when it comes to instruments, I guess, but it has a lot more dancing. So I really want to challenge myself next year to start playing that drum, just because of the dancing, because I was a dancer and that excites me. So this is how I found my hobby. But for those of you that you're looking for a little bit more joy in your life, your kids are grown now, and you have the time and space to do that, and availability, go and try different things. Make a list of 10 things that you think there is a 50-50 chance of you liking it, and that is convenient to wherever you want. If you want more solitary experience, if you want more active with people, if you want sitting, standing, like, you list those things, and then go and search and go and try them, because meetup groups and all these things are great. But I don't know about you, but for me, a hobby has to be something I do on a regular basis with the same, well, maybe not the same people, but yeah, the same people, because I want a community around me and friends. And I'm an immigrant. I don't have a family here. I have my son and my mom. That's it. I have a lot of friends. But with those friends, we don't have very similar hobbies or interests. I mean, we do, but not really. And New York is very, very big. So it's very hard for all my friends to always get together and do activities together. So hobby for me was crucial. I needed a break from my personal life and from my work life. I needed to do something for me, for my soul, not for me like academic, learning things, or going shopping. I just needed hobby and a new community. So this what works for me. Give it a try. Let me know in the comments what you think and how it worked for you. And just approach it as a process, not as, okay, when I tried, I tried, I didn't like it, so whatever, that's it. No, just, okay, it's like dating. You go, you try, okay, that's not, it's 50-50. Do I want to give another chance? Okay, maybe. Okay, go on a second date or try second time. And then see, you know what, I like it a little more. I'm gonna try one more time and do again. Or if it's no, okay, next hobby. So approach it like that. I was watching this matchmaking show, and she said something that I think works for hobbies too. But she said, when in doubt, date it out. So if you're in doubt 50-50, go again on another date and go again on another date. Date it till you hate it. So same with hobbies. You do it, you like it, you know, like me and the drum, but maybe down the road I won't like it. Like with the Bulgarian dancing, I liked it, and I went to like maybe 7-8 rehearsals, and then slowly I just didn't really enjoy it as much. So date it till you hate it. When in doubt, date it out. So use that, the same analogy, and let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.